checkpoint identity awareness. Okay, well, let's see what is identity awareness is. So basically, in the checkpoint identity awareness offers granular visibility of user, group, and machine. So you can apply, basically, normally we apply policy based on our source, destination, and services. But let's say the users move from one office to another office, his network is also changed. What about that? And also it provides you more control in some sense. So you can apply the not only networks only, but you can apply the policies on network, groups, and machine, and providing unmatched application and access control through the creation of accurate identity-based policies. So that's the identity awareness. Centralized management and monitoring allow for the policies to be managed from a single unified control. And you can see the visibility, provide you the visibility, increase visibility of the user activity with the dynamic user-based policy. Control, prevent unauthorized access while still allowing user to work remotely. Okay. Deploy easy, enable any checkpoint gateway and integrate with the leading identity vendors like Active Directory, most of them. Okay, so lab point of view, we have already tested it. There was few challenges. I will explain it to you. So lab point of view, we already copied our workbook for the identity awareness topic. That is also in your student folder. The checkpoint student identity awareness step-by-step guide. So you can see it start all the this. What we have done is for the gateway point of view, we have created a new Active Directory server 172.16.99.100, and that is actually connecting to the to our gateway. So basically, the idea is the firewall actually directly have access to the Active Directory server. So that's why we have created a new network for this, for the Active Directory. Previously, we have a different Active Directory. We have a separate Active Directory server as well, but we are not using it because that Active Directory server is in the is in a different network. So that is why 172.16.99. It's the network we have already created. Let me check. Do we already have this on our firewall? Once I log into the gateway, I can check my network I have created or not. That should be, I believe, here, 99. That's the VLAN 99 we have just created for our, so this is the Active Directory server. As per diagram, if you see this diagram, 172.16.99.100, and it is accessible. It is talking to via this VLAN, via VLAN 99. This is already created. So in terms of the lab, actually, so first of all, we need to make sure we understand this topology. After that, we need some kind of a parameters in order to make sure that the Active Directory server is created. Inside the domain, what we need to do, we need to know what is the server IP address. This is already we know. Domain name fortraylab.com. These are the users we have already created for you to test it. The administrative name is CP LDAP, and the password is Cisco at 123. This information is already provided in order to add the Active Directory inside the SMS and the gateway. So first of all, we log in to the SMS. From the SMS, we are creating one object for our Active Directory server. That is one host object we need to create. That is the first step. Okay, so one host object. After that, this is the first step. We have created one host object. Then the second step is create a LDAP unit. Actually, this is new LDAP account. This is you can create from object, more, server, and you can see this new identity provider or LDAP account. This is how you can create a new LDAP account. LDAP, let's say I create ABCD, for example. Then these are the parameters you can select. Microsoft AD, for example, domain name, we provide, okay, Active Directory, SSO. So these are the settings we need to do. Then server, then object management, then authentication. So we need to create one LDAP account unit here. Again, go to object, go to new, more object type, and server. In the server, we need to create this into the LDAP, and this is, as you can see, we have already created this LDAP server. So basically, what we have done, we have given the name. This is the comments. We can give a pink name for a pink color. Actually, we need to configure. There are different profiles actually. So we need to apply this Microsoft AD. Because most likely the first things companies are doing every day whenever you join, they make sure that you have the username and password. No need for this SSO. After that, you need to create a server here. These are the server. These are the server. We need to make sure the server we have created. This is the object we have created. 389 is the port. Username we have already provided you, and this is the path where it need to look for the username and password. Then the password, okay, read and write, and all the information. So this is, you need to add a server here. Okay. Object management. Now server to connect. How the server will be able to connect? This is our server. We just recently now configure it with a port 389. The objects, and then you see fetch branches. We see dc4trade.dc.com. This is the complete path we have provided. Okay. Then you see the network is secured, established, connect. So this is like a proxy. Management server need to fetch the AD. The reason is, if you look at the diagram we have, as per our diagram we have, our AD is in 172.16.99.100. We are configuring things on our SMS. SMS is in a different range, 200, 10.2050.254. So they do not have the directly reachability to this side. Okay. So that is why for the SMS we are saying you can use proxy as a gateway as a proxy. So gateway, because gateway can reach to the AD directly. Gateway can reach to the AD, and if you want to use this as a proxy. So because we are configuring things on SMS and not on gateway. So that is why gateway will be used as a proxy. If the checkpoint SMS has a direct access to the Active Directory server, you don't need to do these steps. That's fine. Clear? So this is how you can. We just provided a workaround. It's quite interesting as well, because you can. So you can, if you come across into a real world scenario and you are using to that, how we can use a proxy. Okay. And the other things are pretty much straightforward. So this is the setting for the LDAP account. Okay. Think about it. We are just configuring a server here. Okay. Once you configure that, then the next step would be, so first of all, we need to create an object. Then we need to configure all these settings. You see this network management, object management, and then you can actually, this is our proxy. Then you of course publish the changes, install the policies, and then after that you need to go to the identity awareness blade, because this is a new feature. This was not enabled before. You can enable this from identity awareness. This is already configured. I can show you in a different gateway. Okay, identity awareness. So once you configure that, what are you willing to do? Okay, we are using the gateway seamlessly identify Active Directory user and computer, or browser-based authentication, transparent Kerberos authentication for Capital Port. Normally, you see the Capital Portal is whenever you go to Wi-Fi, it might be asking you to authenticate, like give an email, like that. You can use now. Basically, we are using this for our configuration. Okay. So you can see we can connect from here if you want. Because this gateway does not able to reach this device, right? And that is why we can see it is not able to connect. See? But if you talk about this gateway, and look at this, I just enable this because this gateway can reach to Portray Lab, which was created earlier. You will see it should be able to connect to the Active Directory server. If you don't want to configure at this time, you can ignore this. So make sure you enable this. Then after that, browser-based username and password, and then later on, you need to configure a URL. So basically, this URL will be allow user to authenticate themselves in order to use it. That's our main browser interface to all the interfaces. Identity awareness is now active. Then after that, we need to go to the identity awareness tab, which will be visible once you enable it. Here, this is the portal. Active Directory query. This is the server we have configured already. Identity awareness agent, terminal servers, radius, mechanic proxy. Now we need to create a new rules, maybe allow the some of the apps, for example, Twitter and YouTube, or just let's say YouTube. And what we need to do is we need to create a new rule, and this rule will allow you to create an access role. And Maz VLAN marketing user, these users are already created for Active Directory, and you can import them here. Add marketing and icon, right? So Maz VLAN marketing users, new access role. How we can configure this new access role from the network, security policy, basically this rule is already created. Allow Twitter and YouTube. Okay, so make sure you allow put this rule before any other rule. Here we have created a Maz. What you can do is you can create your any network users you want to allow marketing, and you can see here it will fetch all the user information. For our training purpose, we have just added the marketing. You can create yourself as well. For example, if I want to create a new here, I right click here and I click access role. Let's say I'm saying hash basically, just to show you this step, let's say you want to create your own user, test this network. You can create a new group and you can allow these users now. These user groups can be, you can create your own user group, access role, and from the access role, you will define or any network, it doesn't matter, not any user, but specific user group. Here, you can see this is our Active Directory, which we added earlier. And it's queuing this, and I'm just going to apply this on the market. Okay. If you want to have any other machine, you can add any specific machine on your Active Directory as well. Let's say all the computers or anything, it can also query those computers. So making sure only those computers are connected. But we are doing this on the user based. Yeah. I have added the Ash one, any destination, any VPN, and these applications, if they goes, they can. So let's say if I publish, this is applied now. We need to log into our test machine, your dedicated test machine actually. For example, I am logging into my own test machine. Uh, 51. Basically, once you log into your test machine, 151, okay, as you can see, it gives you the option, just like a Capita Portal, where you can put your username, Cisco at 123. I think the password is different. So as you can see, once I have authenticated myself, welcome to the network. For next 12 hours, I have been given access to the Capita Portal. And the username is 201 and password system capital at 123. Now this time, once you log into the, for example, YouTube, you will be granted access. And maybe in the Twitter as well. Let's check traffic. Right. So now you can see I have seen my user here. Here from this machine, standard 151. This is user 01. I can see it allowed because of this traffic, this internet. Basically, traffic is coming. This is the sessions, application control, and user 01. Clear? That's what we exactly want to see, that the policies are now applied under the user set itself, because now user is authenticated. Okay, so now we can see the user in our logs. Clear? Any question?
So if you go